Yesterday, we looked at this bizarre, unhinged, erratic letter that Donald Trump sent to Nancy Pelosi on the eve of his impeachment, which came yesterday. The letter was truly a joke that couldn't be further from being presidential. It looked like a kid wrote it. It was riddled with exclamation points. It was filled with lies and distortions and nonsense. It made Donald Trump look, quite frankly, out of his mind. But the clowns at Fox News all day yesterday were rabidly praising the letter as just out of this world. It was even likened to the Gettysburg Address. Can you imagine? This should be interesting because it really illustrates the difference that I've been pointing to between Donald Trump and Richard Nixon's impeachments. Nixon didn't have the benefit of a 24/7 news cycle that would defend everything he does no matter what, combined with social media echo chambers to then signal boost those absolutely fact-free defenses. So let's go through this. Let's start with Lou Dobbs, who hosts a total pro-Trump propaganda show on a channel called Fox Business Network. Here's Lou Dobbs.
Speaking of corruption, the radical Dems and their efforts to overthrow this president.
Right.
And it is, the president today wrote a beautiful letter, a terrific letter to Nancy Pelosi, which she responded to by saying it was ridiculous, sick. In point of fact, it was elegant, it was comprehensive, and it put her and the radical Dems who have attacked this president mercilessly for over 3 years, precisely where they should be, and that is in the focus of history for decades to come.
Apparently, an exclamation point riddled, lie-filled screed is eloquent to Lou Dobbs. And Lou Dobbs would know about good writing, right? I mean, he's a real, he's just another Ernest Hemingway type for sure. We can go to Lou Dobbs for opinions about literature. Anyway, later Lou Dobbs brings on a guest who likened the address, as I mentioned before, to the Gettysburg, who likened the letter to the Gettysburg Address. Take a listen to this.
Writing that 6-page letter to Pelosi gave her an opportunity, an off-ramp, if you will, at the conclusion of that letter. And then she responds with a comment to a reporter with others present, saying it was a ridiculous letter. That's her response. And the ignorance is institutionalized amongst the party of hate now, obviously.
Yeah, everybody should go read that letter. It is a masterpiece. It is the Gettysburg Address of smear job, false accusations. What a response. It's a historical document. Schumer saying we've got to have witnesses.
These folks are living in an alternate reality. And I don't say that as an insult. Sometimes when we say they're in another world, we're saying it in an insulting way. But it is another reality. They have crafted an echo chamber where between, if you watch Fox News and you just have your social media echo chambers and you repeat and follow what Donald Trump does, you are in another reality completely. This seems like the analysis of the Trump letter that the world is laughing at. Then in comes commentator Amy Tarkanian, who said that she just loved the letter and she's thrilled that Donald Trump wrote it.
This is a sickness. This is determined ego. It is unrelenting hatred of the American way.
I loved every word of his letter, and I'm glad that he wrote it. So then that way, when we do look down in history, back at all the wonderful things that he was able to accomplish despite the Democrats' obstruction, I think it was well written, and it was definitely worth it.
Well written. There it is again. Well written. Like, what is wrong with these people? You could say you agree with the sentiment of the letter, but to call it well written is just odd. Then you had maybe the chief Fox News propagandist, Sean Hannity, of course, ecstatic, calling it a powerful, scathing beatdown of a letter by Donald Trump.
Because breaking moments ago, the president, well, he's fighting back in what is a powerful, scathing beatdown. The president accused Speaker Pelosi of declaring open war on American democracy with a partisan impeachment crusade that represents an unprecedented and unconstitutional abuse of power by Democratic lawmakers.
Yeah, powerful, scathing beatdown. Then you had Laura Ingraham promote the letter as Trump teaching Republicans how to fight and being hard-hitting.
Now, I read the entire letter. It's hard-hitting, yeah. But a good friend of mine in Florida, who's very politically connected, said the president is teaching Republicans how to fight. They used to like Mitt Romney's rules of order, and we're going to be very, oh, my dear friend, and from New York, I respect you so much, but I have a slight disagreement, a quibble with you. Like, he's not going to do that. He's going to you come at him with a club, and he's going to come at you with something bigger and harder. And Congressman McClintock.
So now understand the propaganda cycle. Trump sends out the insane letter. The letter is truly the rantings of a madman. I don't know how else to more concisely describe it. Everybody on Fox News sucks up to Trump, which is the second round of disinformation and the propagandizing. Then Donald Trump tweets about how people love the letter, which is the third round of propaganda. This is what Nixon didn't have in the 1970s. Trump ended up tweeting, "Good marks and reviews on the letter I sent to Pelosi today. She is the worst. No wonder people like her and crying Chuck Schumer, DC, has been such a mess for so long." And that includes the previous administration who, and now we know for sure, spied on my campaign. Lies, of course. And the cycle continues, dragging along the Trumpists in this endless barrage of propaganda and disinformation. This is why I've been saying for months now, when we speculated about Trump's impeachment, and early on there was the idea that, if the Republicans turn against him in the Senate, maybe he would also resign like Richard Nixon did. Richard Nixon didn't have what Trump has. Trump has Twitter, which for all its failings does allow him to get directly into, he's able to inject the propaganda cycle with energy by tweeting. His sycophants in the media, Fox News, Fox Business, One America News, all these different ones, they take what Trump starts and turn it into, this is the best thing ever. This guy's brilliant. This is so strong. Everything about this is great. Trump then says, I'm so pleased that people are saying that I'm doing good things. And then meanwhile, because Facebook knows the type of stuff that you're more likely to watch, like, share, or whatever, you exclusively over time are shown more and more of that stuff, and your filter bubble is simply never pierced. This is a major difference from Richard Nixon in the 1970s. I don't know that we have the ability to say for sure, were it not for social media and Fox News, Trump may have resigned already in the way that Richard Nixon did. Trump's a completely different person than Nixon. The circumstances are certainly different, but there's no question that this entire presidency from the beginning would have gone completely differently if it did not have the benefit of 24-hour sycophantic suck-up right-wing news and social media echo chambers. That's for sure. The next video is coming soon, but before you go to that, please hit subscribe and like. We're running a test. We believe that if everybody does this, this will hugely boost us in YouTube's algorithm, and then everybody wins. I'll report back to you how this works. Make sure before you go on to that next video, hit subscribe, hit like. Thank you so much.